John, Kayak Technology. I'm going to show you how to set up your equipment after it's unboxed using this setup guide. Step 1 is to unbox the equipment, which we've already done. Step 2 is to locate the battery backup, just right here, notated with the letter F in the top right hand corner. Once we have found our battery backup, we'll move on to step 2, which is to plug in the battery backup. We'll take an outlet, the cable, plug it in. Voila. Step 3, we're going to press the power button on the battery backup until it turns on. This will take a second, so hold the power button. The light will turn green, the screen will turn blue, and then release. Step 4, we're going to locate the Dell PC, notated with the letter A, and the Dell PC power supply, notated with the letter J. We have found our PC, nice square, letter A. Our power supply, letter J, Dell PC. We will take this end of the power supply, and we will plug it into the battery supported and surge protected outlet. Not just the surge protected, this is important if you want the battery to work. So battery supported. We will plug it in, then of course take this end, and we will plug it into the Dell PC in the back of the computer. Once done, we will plug PoE power switch or PoE switch power supply cable L into PoE switch B. There's our PoE switch, notated with the letter B, and our power supply cable for it, notated with the letter L. We will do the same thing we did before with the PC, and we will plug it into the battery supported. And then from there, plug that into the back of the switch. All right, let's go with Aaron. Who's Aaron? Hey Aaron, this is Aaron Hatchett, and he will be showing you a few of the steps himself.
All right, we'll take off on step number 7. We're to find the camera assembly, which is going to be marked with the letter C. And then we are going to find the patch cable, the 50-foot one. Obviously it'll be longer, it'll be balled up, and we can remove the ties. Also, it will be labeled with the letter D. So we are going to take the camera assembly, and we'll notice that we have a connector. Doesn't matter which end. Go ahead and we'll plug it up to the camera. We'll take the other end of this cable and plug it into the network switch. This is an important piece. 4 of these are PoE power over Ethernet. So to power this camera, we need to make sure we hit number 1. You will hear a click, and it should not pull out. We will now go to the next step of finding the tripod. Your tripod is going to be labeled H, and after you remove it from the bag, this is what it's going to look like. Now, what we found, the easy setup, is letting out the first 2 steps of legs. We're going to turn to unlock and take it out to its full extent and tighten it back. This is important before we move to the next step. We're going to move all of these out and tighten back up. Now, the next step, we're going to get the second tier of legs. Pull out, and we'll tighten back. A helpful note here is when you pull out, if you put your hand on the leg and tighten, it will keep it from moving back and forth. Now, we will set the tripod out. There is a leveling bubble. Let's come in here and see this level bubble. And you'll see you'll want that to be centered. So right here. Now here's an important step for the camera. This has a quick connect for the tripod. We'll make sure this is loosened, and you'll see 2 rails. 2 sets of rails, so it is somewhat keyed. It will step into the quick connect adapter, and it will slide in. No, make sure to secure it. and tighten this wheel as tight as you can with your fingers. And that is going to secure the camera. The next step, inside of your box, inside of the camera box, you're going to have a pink bag. And you're going to need to pull out this tool. This is an Allen wrench with a security bit. You'll notice a hole in the middle. Now on the side of the camera, this is the only place that we need to loosen. You'll have right to tighten and left to loosen. So we'll go ahead and put the security bit in and we'll loosen the camera. And we'll give it about 3 or 4 turns. This does not need to come all the way out. Now the camera will be able to be posed. And now we can be flat. This will let you rotate the camera, and this will also let you fix. So if you come at about a 90-degree angle and we tighten the camera, this should be a good initial step for positioning. Now you can move the camera to where you need. Alright, we're going to jump back in with number 10, the 1-foot patch cable into the PC. So the 1-foot patch cable is going to be labeled E on each end, so neither end matters. And then the PC, which is A. We've already seen this one, but now let's come in and show this patch cable is going to plug into the network port. Now the next step is to get it connected to the switch. Now this one can plug in anywhere, but let's go ahead and let's make it number 5. This will be a little easier on your setup because you're going to remove your cable ties. You'll have a little more room to work. Next step is going to be connecting the computer to the monitor. So let's move to the monitor. Your monitor is going to be labeled I on the top right hand side. So let's go ahead and let's look at the ports here. So on the back we have an AC power. This is where your monitor power cable is going to connect. And you have an HDMI cable, which is your video cable. Your monitor power cable is going to be labeled with a K. So your HDMI cable will be labeled with a G. So first, we'll plug in the HDMI cable. It's also labeled HDMI on the monitor. So we'll go ahead and get that connected. And the power cable. You can't plug this in backwards. It will only go in one way. Alright, so now we'll flip this monitor over on my test bench. The other end, the power cable. Again, when we come to the battery backup, we will be on the battery supported and surge protected outlets. Very important. So if this becomes unplugged, everything should keep running. Now let's go to our computer. Our computer also has an HDMI port here. It is labeled HDMI on the actual PC. We'll take the other end of the cable and we will plug it in. At this point, we will be ready to press the power button on the Dell server. Again, labeled A. We will press the power button and you're going to look for it to turn white. And the monitor, if powered on, you will start to see it boot. And the power button is here, labeled power. You want to see that blue light.